Howdy, hello, welcome. It's an SOS. It's that day of the week or every other week. I know it's confusing. I'm confused by it. I had a long morning. How you doing, Nomi?
I am doing fantastic. You had a long morning. I had a long week, and I just woke up an hour ago.
I honestly like the Vegas stuff. I always feel that Vegas, I'll wake up in like a puddle somewhere and something happened and Zort would be gone and I don't know where we'd be. And then I'd be running around Vegas looking for somebody, probably topless with Zort on her shoulder or something. I don't know.
It's
Vegas.
That is a high possibility, and you made the right call and not making that risk.
But I am, and the FOMO was real. I'll give it that the FOMO was real, but I kind of like limited how much Vegas stuff I watched just to make sure. But this is SOS. This is where the Mickey ears come off, the pixie dust goes away, and we break down how Disney's kind of just being dismal. And there's some stories that are positives from Universal, some stories that are actually positives from Disney. I'm surprised by some of these things, and there's some soulless fish swimming around. So that's what we're going to talk about here. But the first thing I kind of want to bring up, it is Return of the Jedi's 40th anniversary. That is going on right now. That started actually Friday was the official anniversary, Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary, with no fanfare from Disney whatsoever. There was one poster released at Star Wars Celebration, but no big drum up. Now, I remember when the 25th anniversary, like the special editions came out for the 25th for A New Hope. I went to see it in theaters. I remember the commercials for it, the Happy Meal toys, the everything going around when that happened. Like I remember the like excitement because it's like for a lot of that generation, it's the first time to get to see Star Wars on screen. Like it was the first time you could see that for that kid generation that grew up in the 90s. So There was a very palpable feel, and Disney just dropped the ball. Now, even though Disney did drop the ball, it actually ranked out in the top 5, I think, for the box office this weekend.
Really?
Believe it or not. Yeah, so I went to Box Office Mojo, and I have the numbers here right now, but it actually pulled in for this weekend release about $4.7 million, which made it number 5 for the box office this week. So even though Disney did not give it any love through advertising, it still managed to squeak. That just shows how bad the box office is right now.
So, yeah. Not only that, like what you were saying, like no one knew about it, and of course, if it was promoted, yeah, people are going to come, and that number would have been a greater number.
So I mean, I did go see it on Friday. It was nice to see. I have not seen that one in theaters. I have seen Empire, and I have seen A New Hope on re-release in theaters. So I wanted to like complete that trifecta. Of course, they didn't have that awesome Star Wars Celebration poster for sale, though. That's like a big missed opportunity. That was a really great design, but I digress. That's the one like caveat of good Disney news is that the Return of the Jedi actually pulled in some numbers this weekend, showing that original Star Wars fans care about original Star Wars still, even if we don't like Disney.
Yes.
But there's some bad for Disney, of course, right now. And I don't know if you've seen. I don't know if we watched this on Friday with the Royal Rumble stuff, but the Little Mermaid Choices like trailer. I think that's the most recently released Little Mermaid trailer. They did release a day or two ago a song compilation, but I figured that will get dinged out of existence for a whole bunch of melody songs. So we're not going to watch that. But it's like a bunch of her singing, and knowing Disney, they will claim everything they can. Actually, I will say this in terms of the theme park stuff, they don't claim stuff. So that's the one positive I will say. Universal, I get dinged all the time. Disney, I can walk through the entire park, whatever music's playing, I don't get claimed. So I'll give Disney props for that in terms of my normal channel livelihood. But we'll watch this minute trailer of lifeless mermaid and fish and stuff.
We aren't supposed to be this far from the palace, Ariel. Getting cold fins. Look at this. Thunder, look out! Ah!
I will say, and I'm gonna just say this: I'm not annoyed by the voice casting.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I don't.
Go ahead.
No, they don't sound bad. I'm just gonna say this: they don't sound bad.
Yeah, I think they did a good job casting Flounder. Like, it's almost spot on to the animated one.
So I will say that, and I don't mind Haley Bailey as a voice actress. I would say, like, her voice intonations actually sound similar to Jodie Benson's Ariel's like dictation a little bit in terms of tenor. A little, not a lot, but a little.
You okay, Flounder? Sure. You gotta show him who's in charge.
But you also notice they make sure not to show her talking.
Yes.
This entire trailer, you do not see her talking. You do not see her mouth moving while talking. So this is definitely ADR. And they're probably doing it on purpose to limit the amount of CG animation they have to do for facial work. So I bet you underwater, you won't see her that much except for a few money shots that are key. You're going to see Flounder or Sebastian or what's the name of the bird again?
Scuttle.
Yeah, I always forget the bird. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't think I'm like a fan. Yeah,
sorry.
See, I don't like that Aquafina Scuttle.
No, I feel like Scuttle should be a dude.
Yes.
Wasn't he a dude?
It was a dude.
Yeah.
No, who was the original voice actor? It wasn't John Candy. No, because I'm thinking
that was Rescuers Down Under. Scuttle voice actor. Bob Hackett. You can't Buddy Hackett. You can't beat Buddy Hackett. I don't know how you would. I don't know how you could compare. So yeah, I wouldn't even gone near it. It's like trying to replace Don Candy. I'd be like, all right, we're going. I would have done the opposite thing too, and maybe found I don't know who, but someone not trying to mimic Buddy Hackett because you can't. It's like vintage comedy. Maybe current voice actors that would be. I mean, you could have gone the Pixar route and picked up someone from Pixar, like the guy who does the pig from Cheers, Norm.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know.
I want to be where the people are.
All right, I'm just gonna say this. Like, all right, trying to be realistic, the hair would get matted and stuff like that. Right there, it looks like she has dreadlocks.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be the look?
I think they were.
Because the dolls aren't that way.
Yeah, because the dolls are like, I can't remember the term that it's called, but it's definitely teased out. But even in the poster, it looks like she has locks, and that's what it looks like right here in this scene. So it's just stereotyping in my way, and I don't think they're doing a good job executing, like, diversifying these.
Yeah.
Adding these diversifying ideas to these movies, because it's just going to insult them even more and just get people more offended.
It's tokenism a little bit. Like, I'm going to put, I don't know, like.
I want to see.
Oh, see, that looks so flat. Everything, there's no dimension to it. And I'm sorry, Disney, you're James Cameron. You did Way of Water. He made everything underwater feel real.
Yeah.
Nothing felt flat or soulless. She's standing on top of a sunken ship. First of all, her hair shouldn't be that way. It should be floating.
Yeah.
Like, why is her hair down?
It's almost like her hair is too heavy, so it's being weighed down. Versus Ariel in the animated one, it was flowy. It looked like it was
very bouncy and flow. Yeah. What's up, Zombie Box Reviews? I hope you're having a good day, man.
Hi, Zombie.
Yeah. So either A, they're going to try and say that the mermaids have denser hair. Like, is that what they're going to try and say? Oh, we have denser hair. It doesn't float.
It's for the modern mermaid.
I'm going to say that this is probably an animator's cut and cheat, because to actually have all those hair follicles floating directly, like look at the Na'vi. The Na'vi don't have that much hair.
Yeah,
it's all fake skin, like that your mind won't have a uncanny valley with.
Yeah,
this is immediately like her forehead seems off-putting in terms of what's going on with everything, and it's so flat. And it's soulless, and even the background props of the treasure chests and everything like that, like nothing feels weighted in this image at all. It's composited. The flounder has no shadows, really.
Yeah,
and you see light coming down on her. I don't know what they're doing. Even, I will say, castle looks nice. Doesn't look anything like
the grotto.
Anything like it. It looks Nordic. It looks like a Germanic castle, and you're putting this in the Caribbean now instead of in a more Eastern European or European setting. So why doesn't it look like the Caribbean castle they had in Little Mermaid animated? Like, there's no colors. It's very drab.
It's so lifeless. Yeah, and it does very look German. Yeah, Germanic. Like, because Germans are known for not having.
Yeah, a Gothic. It looks more like a Gothic castle.
Live in that world.
Again, now her hair's out. They're showing it looking like locks. No better way, unless that's I don't know. Is it a wig? Did they have her in a wig the entire thing? I don't know.
Unless you become.
All right. Here's my big problem here. Ursula. Ursula is my big problem. One, Ursula needs to look ugly from the beginning, and super ugly.
Yeah.
Super exaggerated. Super. And Melissa McCarthy, you're annoying, but you're not like you're. This is supposed to be.
But she's actually gorgeous as who she is, an actress. Even though like she's like a little heavier set, and she does.
No, but
her skin is flawless. But yes, I see what you're saying. Like Ursula had like a double chin, and was
she's supposed to be this. You're supposed to know it's a bad thing you're going into.
Yes.
That like most Disney villains. Well, there's a big thing about Disney villains. If you look at classic animated Disney films, they start out. First of all, it's never male versus female. It's always female versus female, male versus male. And you will have, when the female turns into a creature, the male comes in to save the day. That is the general classic Disney princess breakdown, right? Little Mermaid, she turns into a kraken, Prince Eric comes in and saves the day. But until then, it's still Ariel and Ursula. Sleeping Beauty, Snow White. Whenever the creature is shown, Maleficent becomes the dragon. The prince comes in and saves the day once the dragon appears.
Yeah.
So it's always keeping the tension between the things, and then the hero only comes in once the true danger appears. And this, we know we're not going to get Prince Eric saving anyone. They already said that. It's already been shown in the book, in the kids' book. Ariel is going to save herself. So we're going to get a little Frozen action. And I think Frozen is where we've instituted the idea of the male-female villain, or male villain, female hero. So you had Hans in Frozen.
Yeah.
And then even the new Disney, what's up, the beam pad? You're 14 minutes late, the beam pad. And even in the new movie Wish, what they showed the trailer for.
I still haven't seen the trailer, but I'm going to take your word for it.
The new Chris Pine plays the villain, and he wants the girl's wish. Now, my viewpoint is Disney has started doing this since Frozen, every single time now it is a male villain and a female hero. And this is a bad thing to put out to kids. Because these are all kids' films, and you're sort of indoctrinating them into thinking man's the bad guy.
Yeah.
So
like
this
women,
is the problem.
Yeah, women can save them. Women can save themselves. Men can't do anything. So you have to take it upon yourself to make something work and happen.
Well, I think it's. I put it this way. I actually think a well-written female character is a really good thing, and I don't mind the idea of a male villain. But when it's consistently that, then you have an issue.
Yeah.
If it's consistently showing a male villain, first of all, there's 50% of the population that you're basically ostracizing. And you're doing it in a kid's film where the young boys that did nothing wrong are going to get picked on, possibly because of this. So this is where Disney's sort of putting propaganda in. What's up, Kelly Waldron? Long time no see. How you doing?
Hello, Kelly.
So this is my point of Disney animation staying away from like the true Joseph Campbell hero's journey type stuff, where in that kind of treatises of writing heroes, you normally keep same gendered villain heroes, because then you're not introducing any type of ideology, woman versus woman, man versus man. It's simple. You just have the good versus evil. You don't have to put in any other type of thought to it. We're back to the trailer. I'm sorry. That was I've been thinking about that for the like past couple of days, and I wanted to get that out quickly.
They're valid thoughts. Yourself.
I don't know.
Life's full of tough choices.
I still don't think this is. You're making her basically. It's almost like she's seducing her into the choice.
Yeah.
Which is kind of creepy too, because you have an older female figure taking a younger female figure. This is very like almost like Hollywood. Like, oh, girls, you really want to do this, don't you want that, boy? I always thought that was a little bit creepy about Little Mermaid to begin with. Just saying.
And then.
All right, this iconic. This is okay. What's with the muted colors?
I'm not sure, but when I saw this scene, I can't help but think like, back in the day, slave trades was happening. Kind of slaves dressed like that with like a massive headband around their head, and just made them look decent enough to go to the market and buy things that they needed for their household.
Oh my god, you were thinking of the house. I can't talk about that stuff. I'm white.
Here, let me, the brown person, your diverse panel here. I can speak on that, but yeah, like that's where I'm like, that's a little risky.
You're almost getting like well, I'm more to the fact that the only person that has vibrant colors was Prince Eric. Also, why are they making Prince Eric look like he's from Charleston? I agree. This is making him look like he's in the South. Yeah. Nothing about this screams Caribbean. And the other thing, if this is supposed to be Caribbean, there would be a lot more Spanish. There would be more diversity than what they're showing right in this scene. Because I'm just seeing a lot of white folk. Mm-hmm. And I do like the hat though. I like his hat. It's a nice little fedora thing going on. But yeah, it just doesn't seem appropriate attire at all. Mm-hmm. It's like they got leftovers from Pirates of the Caribbean and gave them to people.
Yeah. Like, hey, make sure this fits on you. That's it.
Sorry, Avatar did it better. Like this also, I mean, I'm just gonna say this. I don't know what age Ariel's supposed to be in this. I'm assuming they hope they age her up to 18 at least.
Oh, hopefully, but in the animated series, she's 16.
All right, I'm gonna say it. Dark scenes underwater, mute color scenes on land. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. It seems weird. Dark scenes underwater and muted color scenes on land. It's like they're trying to tell you, oh, her eyes can't see the color. Maybe, I don't know. I thought if she was coming up to land, everything would be more vibrant. Because it's her first time being in that much light. I would say like they could have just given her the coconut bikini, the she cell bikini. Like, first of all, the fabric would like disintegrate after a while. I don't understand how it would work. Yeah, underwater, like it's salt water.
Well, even in the animated version, she had seashells. So yeah, it's biodegradable, so it won't, I guess, die out faster.
But it wouldn't die out in the ocean. It would take like millennia. Like shells are meant to live in the water.
Yeah, because it's
Like,
like,
I don't
what,
think
pure calcium?
Yeah, so I think, and even like King Triton didn't have anything.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, having them have clothes, I know why you're doing it for the actors and everything like that, but I still think you're messing with some logic there. I'm being nitpicky a little bit, but I'm just saying, like, come on.
Yeah.
You belong.
That's just, her tentacles don't look good.
No, they don't.
It looks like they didn't spend. I mean, she looks kind of more Cruella-ish in this. I don't know why,
Yeah.
but she looks, like you said, she looks too pretty.
Yeah.
She should be a little bit, unless they're going to make her really monstrous at the end. It doesn't. That's not the character Ursula was. She wasn't like the evil queen or something.
Yeah, if I'm going to be real honest, she looks like one of my aunts who's in you know what a chola is, right, Tom?
Yeah, yes,
okay.
I do.
She looks like a chola. She looks like one of my aunts, and they do their makeup very precise and very accurate to the point. Like, okay, how high do they want to arch their eyebrows? And they have to have it pale skin, and that's what she looks like. She looks like a chola, an underwater chola.
The other problem is she didn't have makeup on in the animated film because makeup wouldn't work. You're going to tell me they have makeup. How she blow drying that hair underwater? Exactly, Westy. Exactly.
Well, because in the animated one, I was assuming like her hair was just like float up like that because of the water, the current, whatever.
Yeah,
and then also there was like a scene in the animated one where she grabs, I don't know what kind of plant underwater, and she squeezes it out and she uses it as lipsticks.
Yeah.
So
that's fine. That's
there's
fine.
makeup. There's makeup. There's underwater makeup is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, they should show it. I'm just saying, like, but
to me.
Also, so we have King Triton. This must be at some point in the scene. You'll at least finally see a full shot of her tentacles. That's the first time we actually get to see her have the tentacles. It's too
dark. That's my issue.
Yeah.
It's too dark.
I kind of want to go back. All right. He looks so composited. He doesn't even look like he's there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it looks like they just threw the face app thing and did a deep fake and put, because his crown is off, his face is like misaligned with the crown.
His hair doesn't even match, like on his head.
This is just so bad.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, now I'm guessing this is the final battle. We have the ship. We have the torment of her becoming that Kraken, I think. They kind of just like tease the end there.
Harry, look out!
Oh, they really did. Oh, she got her fin back.
Disney's The Little Mermaid, rated PG.
All right, I'm gonna tell you right now, that looks like
terrible.
Utter. Yeah, that looks like that. Watch the animated one if you want to watch it. Like, just watch the animated one. Wait a minute. They didn't want to represent a beast as evil. Ursula's is big. They need to. The old Melissa McCarthy. You know what? If they really want her to be evil, they should have just gone like the Mean Girls approach. And instead of having Ursula be big, you could have made Ursula be like Ariel's rival and just completely went that route. Like her best friend. If you wanted to adapt this and not have the fat person be evil, you could have made Ursula still an octopus, but been like a contemporary to Ariel.
Well, here's the thing, Tom. Like, I see where you're coming from on that, but everybody is so offended on either side. There is no way of winning, because I see what you're saying about the fat thing. Like, if you don't want a heavy-set person to be represented as evil, you're going to get those people like, well, why do they have to make a heavy-set person evil? That's just fat phobic, blah, 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 this. And if they made her skinny so they can avoid that, like, well, why didn't they use a heavy-set person? Because that's just mean.
Then it's just part of the story is her going to Prince Eric at the end, Ursula.
Yes.
So how are you going to do this? So how are you going to do this at all then if you're trying to make her be like, oh, well, she didn't really have that many issues to begin with. Like, it wasn't she was some ugly thing in the beginning. Like, you're getting rid of the motivation for the villain by making her not be grotesque. Wait, Tom, please, that's way too creative an idea for these writers. Hey,
I know.
Yeah, I know. But the other thing going along with this is that Ariel, the melanin version of Ariel will be at Disney's Hollywood Studios after the movie comes out, so you will be able to see her in oddly so there's going to be real Ariel, OG Ariel in Magic Kingdom with the other princesses. The movie Ariel, the live action one, has to be all the way over in Disney Hollywood Studios with no other princesses.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering why that is. Because this is the first time you're getting a live action version of a character in the park. You didn't get a live action version of Belle or a live action version of Maleficent inside the parks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting. I think there might be some doctrine where the Black Ariel, can't be in Magic Kingdom. There might be some rule, and it's very interesting. And
Kelly, I didn't think about that.
And Kelly agrees with you, Nomi. And bless you.
Oh, thank you, Big Head.
So, I power up to the people if you feel that's better for your daughter to go see. I have nothing against that. I just think if the story was written better and they did better effects, I wouldn't have an issue. And you also didn't have to make a big thing about it. This is my thing. I think the idea of it, because if you made this 10 years ago, the same, or 15, 20 years ago, when they did The Wiz, no one complained about that. No one complained. They did a black version of Cinderella. No one complained. This is just talking points to build up spin around a movie that's not going to do well.
Yeah.
And I'm helping, and I apologize, but I hadn't seen that yet, so I'm reacting. Sorry.
No, you have every right to react to all of this.
Now we're gonna get a little bit heady for a little bit. So, for those of you that are not into law, I kind of want to break down a little bit, since I haven't talked too much about what was going on with DeSantis and Disney. This is going to be a quick breakdown because this is difficult stuff to go around. And Legal Mindset did a much better job, so please go over to Legal Mindset if you need to break down this fully into what you want to talk about. But this is from Axios, kind of breaking down, and I'm just going to summarize what's really happening, or the way I see. Disney got caught with their hands in a cookie jar. DeSantis' lawyers and went in with the Oversight Tourism Board, nullified Reedy Creek as a special district. Disney has bonds that they owe to Florida and a lot of money. Disney stepped in it. This lawsuit will slow things down till they can get someone else in there, and they'd rather deal with someone else besides DeSantis. Mm-hmm. Pretty much what the lawsuit's all about. Disney made two bungles, or Bob Iger made two bungles, in terms of publicly admitting that Disney was really controlling Reedy Creek, which a company can't be a government, not in our state, not in our country at least. Yeah. And so there's a lot more minutia to this, and I don't want to go through. This is a lighthearted channel, and I don't want to go too much, but I want you to understand what's going on. Disney made a couple mistakes. They instituted a lawsuit to stall for time. That's pretty much all that happened, to keep proceedings so they can still do what they want for the time being until that lawsuit's taken care of, because the special district was going to be absolved. Again, go to Legal Mindset, go to Valiant Renegade. Both of those channels did a great job of breaking down every single thing about this. I just wanted to give you a general surface level. Disney messed up, legally speaking, and they're stalling. If you have any questions, I will answer more, but I just wanted to give you a little dime store version of what happened and what's going on right now. Basically, it is a deadlock, or a stall for the time being, until the Florida AG, yes, lighthearted. I try to be lighthearted, being Pad. This tries to be a very not too heavy of a channel. If I have to do something heavy, it will go to Rumble, where I don't have to worry. But that's all I wanted to say about this. Just a simple thing of Disney messed up twice. They're legally messing up, and they're using California lawyers instead of Florida attorneys, which is making things probably worse because they don't understand. I think Chapek messed up by speaking out, and Iger messed up by continuing the rhetoric. They should have just done what Universal and SeaWorld did and abstained and show their virtue signaling without actually saying anything. So Universal and SeaWorld, props on you for handling it correct. Same with Six Flags, everyone else. You handled it correctly, and Disney, while you might be waving a flag for your base, you're slowly losing market share, especially in media. But parks, you have a while. So that was all I wanted to say about that. Just a simple thing. Kelly, I'm kind of looking forward to that. I like the Polynesian, but I want a 1-bedroom unit. I'm going to say this. I'm sorry. The Polynesian. Okay. DVC talk for a second. Disney Channel. The DVC Polynesian units are only a deluxe studio, which has 2 showers for some reason, and sleeps 5. 1 fold-out bed, 1 queen bed, and 1 trundle bed. There's also the bungalows, which are absurdly expensive, whether $2,500 a night for cash or about 150 points per night for DVC points. I only have 230, so I could stay like 1 day, maybe. The tower will give more point options, which means there'll be 1, 2, and 3 bedroom units, which means more availability to stay at one of my favorite places to be near. So yes, I'm looking forward to it. Do I care what it looks like? No, I'm going to be inside the room, not looking out at it. I might be biased. But that was a quick thing. Sorry, Kelly. I know a lot of people are upset about this because it ruins sight lines. It looks like a hotel. I'm not looking out at the hotel while I'm in it. That's the general gist of my things on hotels. If I'm inside of it, I don't care what the outside looks like. If the inside in my room looks good, I'm okay. I'm not like looking out at it. Yeah, it's less pretty for people around the parks maybe, but it doesn't affect me that way. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing things wrong. Do I miss the old Key West style house buildings and stuff like that? Yes. You can't fit that there. So I'm realistic, and that's just me. Well, all the walls are paper thin though. Yeah, even in Grand Floridian. Side note: if you're gonna be hanky-pankying in the Disney room, we can hear you. Just saying. And guess what? There could be kids in the other room. So just saying.
And those kids might be asking some questions that you don't want to answer.
So if you're worried about that, I suggest staying in some of the older accommodations or the tree houses, which I just showed off in my last Saturday stream, because there's no one near you then because you're in an individual house. So if you're worried about some Mickey Minnie action going on and someone's Goofy's getting, I don't know, daisied, I'm trying to use Mickey characters in such a bad way. Always blue light. Mickey's been there. Yes, always blue light your rooms. And maybe now the attractions too, if you watched on Monday about the guy who was fondling himself while on Ratatouille. Don't want to go.
Huh. Yeah, let's not go there.
Let's not go there right now. I already had enough time talking about it on Monday. But just saying this is a simple over to. I've been there. I loved French Quarter. You could hear the sounds of flushing toilets. Oh God, I don't know how. Oh my God, who's the leader of? Oh God, Theme Beanbag. No, don't turn Mickey Mouse Club into that. Oh God. All right, we're gonna move along because that's getting a little bit weird. There's some good news for Halloween fans of HHN. This might be the most interesting assortment of Halloween horror houses I am seeing. Now, some of these are speculative, but I think most of these are going to be coming. And the one that I'm like honestly very intrigued by is Demon Slayer. So
yeah, I see that.
Demon Slayer, the anime, which actually makes sense. Like they have an attraction in Universal Japan for Demon Slayer, I think. So this is cool. Now, sadly, we have not. And again, this is a speculation map, and I would like to thank WWNT. They are the ones that have this speculation map up. You can read their article. They break it down. So thank you, WWNT. But Demon Slayer, and honestly, The Last of Us 2 aside, the first Last of Us game is great. And apparently a lot of people like The Last of Us show for the most part. So
the one episode that I did see of The Last of Us was actually good. I did like it. So that just made me decide that I needed to go watch the full series. I haven't done that yet, but it definitely caught my attention.
So, I mean, the aesthetic of the clickers and stuff like that for Last of Us and the cordyceps zombies are really good. I mean, that makes total sense to me as speculation. It's a property that will work into the area, so that works. Chucky is always there in some fashion. They have a booth to take pictures. They have a Chucky burger, so that makes complete sense. The tentative guest house, which is there's one that they're speculating about, I think will be Stranger Things. I think Stranger Things will end up in it since they just had another season of Stranger Things recently, I think, right? I don't know. I don't watch Stranger Things. I never got into it. I just couldn't. I watched 2 episodes and I gave up.
Okay. It's good. I liked it. I saw the 3rd season. I was like, I think I'm okay with not continuing to watch it. I lost interest in it.
But so, yeah, there is a speculation for one of these, but I actually think there's a good number of houses. Now, there are single day tickets released price wise, and for the express pass for the houses, which you would need if you're doing the one night for HHN. No comments on frequent fear prices yet, which should be released by now because it starts in August, so it's not that far away. So I'm surprised. Last year I did do frequent fear with the unlimited express pass for the year, and that was $700 for the 2 months or 3 months, which I went there every night because I spent $700 to do Halloween stuff. But yeah, that's a pricey thing for a local. But it's like $100 ticket anyway each night, and the express pass can be up to $200 to $300. So honestly, if you're going to plan to go more than once or twice, it's worth it.
Yeah,
because you get it is worth it. You're getting your money's worth in terms of that. But this is a cool. A Demon Slayer is the one that I would be if that does come in. It's like a speculation. If that comes in, I think they have such interesting demon designs from that show, and I'm trying to figure out how they'll make it look animated. Like, are they going to do like a shell shaded costume look? Are they going to do some type of projection stuff in there to try to make it look like the show? Because if you're just doing the designs, and I don't know.
It might have a combination of both. I think that'd be great if they did that.
I think that's the house that I think will be the most like intrigued if that comes to fruition, because Demon Slayer is really big right now. They just had the new season launch. Again, don't mean to go weebs and waifus, otakus, and all that. But that's my general thought process here. That'll be the standout house. There is a tentative one that people don't know yet, but that's my thing. Demon Slayer will be the standout one, and I can't wait for any merch behind that, because if that means they're having the house, could be some cool merch concepts. But that's good news for theme park goers. All right, so to answer the Bean Pad's question about Stranger Things, I have said this once to Force of Light Entertainment. Two girl boss. I did not like 11, whatever her character is. And honestly, I hate to say it, the kids looked fugly. All the kids looked fugly. I could not watch it. It wasn't like Goonies. It wasn't like Karate Kid. They cast fugly kids. And I'm just like,
I'm pretty sure we all had a fugly stage when we were kids. And we had to have a glow up.
Hey. Speak for yourselves. I shared my kid photo. I was adorable. But
you were pretty adorable as a kid.
I'm just gonna say I could not get into it. And this was at the beginning. Hey, what's up, R2? How you doing?
R2.
Hey,
hello. Sorry for that late night phone call that Joker and I gave you the other night.
You called R2 the other night?
Yeah, at midnight, his own time.
Jesus. Fugly is real Hollywood.
That's true, being bad.
I don't think anyone likes ugly children. I'm just gonna say that. Stranger Things was good when they had. I did not watch it. That was my like at that point in time. We had Frozen, we had Ray, we had all that, and I'm just like, this is another thing, and I didn't watch it and I won't, and I haven't. I have not watched it. I will not fall for the weaponized nostalgia, and that's what I feel it is. Because you're gonna put Ghostbusters in it. Go watch it. It's Ghostbusters. They like Ghostbusters like you did. No, I just didn't do it. Thank you, Mrs. Tudiaki. I don't know what happened.
Stop it, Tom. You still have that cute, adorable face of yours.
Season 2 was season 2 wasn't great. I have not drunk called you. Well, no, I'm sorry. I'll take that back. I was drunk on a live stream with you. I started it, so I'll take that back. I drunk live stream with you. I've not drunk called you. But that was just to answer the beam pad. And actually, the more people tell me something is great, I also kind of push back a little bit because everyone's like, "Oh, it's so great, it's so great, it's so great," and at that point, it's like it's not gonna live up to the hype. I tried one episode. I'm sorry. I watched Sons of Anarchy instead. So we had the good news from Halloween Horror Nights. We had good news for Return of the Jedi making almost $5 million for being a 40-year-old movie. We had terrible Little Mermaid. Now let's talk a little bit of, I don't know if this is entitlement or if this is bad. This is an interesting area for me. So Jedi Survivor has just come out this past week. And this is from Tom's Hardware, not my site. And pre-launch, they already knew Jedi Survivor was already not optimized for PCs. Pre-launch. As you can tell, they were testing it, and it was eating at 21 gigs of VRAM, and was struggling on an RTX 4090, which is a brand new card. It just came out. Now, I understand that this is more of a PC issue, and this is a little bit heady, and this is a little bit, talking about teraflops and all that stuff. And this is not a tech channel, as much as I would like it to be one at some point. That might be another channel coming in the future. I'm a nerd, but I will say that I have the game installed on my PS5. From what I understand, there's not many issues on the PS5 that I can see. Jedi with eyeliner, come on. First of all, Cameron Monaghan, I don't care. I don't care what it is. That little commercial that he did with Mark Hamill was funny. They did a whole little Jedi training commercial for the game with Mark Hamill, and he's in a little mocap suit, and he's mimicking things from Empire Strike Back, like he's running around, and Mark Hamill gets upset that he didn't get 2 lightsabers, but he does. It's funny. Jedi liner. Well, the problem is you can pick to put that on, so maybe someone just picked to put the Jedi liner on. And yes, we all missed a great movie ride. You're welcome. I found that footage. I have no clue where it was somewhere. That was like VHS recording that I took off, and I had to get rid of stuff from. But well, it was my brother's VHS. My brother's old school. He doesn't like recording on phones. He uses an old Sony Handycam camcorder. I don't know why. But this is the thing. It's not about the game being buggy or anything like that. It's just that some of the gamers with the entitlement of like, oh my God, it's not at 155 frames per second. I can't play this, but it's running at 50 or 60 frames per second. Okay. Now, sometimes people are having 25 frames per second, and I understand that. But complaining that it's not running at 300 frames or something like that is a little bit of like, come on, like give the programmers a break.
Yeah.
That's just me being a good consumer in terms of that aspect. It's they have a tough job doing that stuff. Crunch, all that stuff is real, and I think we have to have a little bit more respect for the people doing that instead of being like, oh my God, it's not perfect. Neither were the games that came out on the N64 or Sega Genesis. There were games that came out broken. You couldn't fix them.
Yeah.
So that's just my little bit of a rant about being nice to people and not being completely like standoffish on something like this, like complaining about a few frames per second. Now, honestly, if the game came out broken on everything and was running at 5 frames per second on everything, then I'd understand the reaction. But if it's spotty where this is happening and it's not consistent, I don't know. Yep. Just my opinion. And you want to see the unedited version? Well, it was 15 minutes. I had to cut it down to 7.
Oh,
there was a lot of my nephews saying, "We own Disney. This our family," and he kept on saying, like yelling out my last name over, or my family's last name over and over again throughout the whole ride.
Oh,
it was his first time at the parks.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
so he was acting. 5 frames is better than 4 frames. You're right.
That is true.
Parts of the Iggy. So this is just like a little bit of a be nice to people type of deal. Like, obviously, if there was a real big problem, I would understand. But we're a very entitled generation for the most part. And we complain so much. YouTube is based on the idea of complaining about things. Like, that is the whole concept of YouTube. So I just think that have some compassion for these people. They worked hard on this. And I have a feeling if it wasn't Star Wars and it wasn't like EA and if it was some other developer, they may not have gotten as much pushback. So I don't know. But that was just me being kind to Jedi Survivor. I do like the Fallen Order games. I thought it was a good game. From what I understand, this is also a good game. People have already finished it, which worries me about how much the $70 I'm going to pay on the game is going to be if it's only 10 hours of gameplay. But that's me diversing. So I'm going to give Nomi a little bit of time to give her PG-13 version of the meetup if she would like.
Oh, okay. Well, where do you want me to start?
Just make it PG-13 and you can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
PG-13. There was tons of hangs, tons of laughs, just tons of like good times. That's what it really was. Everybody came with good moods, good attitudes. The fact that I still went by myself and I didn't know really, didn't know anyone really until, yes, Mrs. To the Icky, we're keeping it PG here. Let's just say it was a little spicy. Tyler the Redbeard reached out and he put us in a group message. He's like, "Hey guys, let's do this, that." And I felt really well included that he organized that. And I didn't get a chance to say bye to him. I saw him at Chrissy's show. And at the end of her show, I was going to run up to him and he was gone. I was like, oh, I guess he took off because I knew he had to catch a red-eye flight. There was never a dull moment. That's the best way to describe it. There was something happening all the time, every day. I came to the point where I'm like, hey guys, I'm going to not respond back because I need to rest up. And for some reason, my feet were hurting. My left foot, it felt like I stepped on a rock and it was being stabbed throughout the whole time. So I didn't really want to walk around much. But yeah, it was great. And I met so many new people there where I'm now good friends with them. And it's only going to make the next meetup bigger and better.
Who was the man in the oversized raccoon helmet?
Dude, I have no idea, R2. I had no idea. And I was trying my best, like, okay, do I know him from somewhere? Have I seen him from streams? He was some random man with a giant raccoon helmet, a head mask, I don't know what it was. And I tried looking for photos from the photographer that was there. And there's no photos to be found from this guy. He was really sweet. And I don't think I ever got his name, but I don't know if I think I did mention this on Friday Night Royal Rumble. I don't know how this happened, but I broke my nail. My left finger, middle nail broke off. And it was an instant pain. And I don't know what happened. And yeah, guy with raccoon helmet head came. He's like, here, I got you a Band-Aid. And he put the Band-Aid on. I was like, I don't know what's happening, but this raccoon is putting a Band-Aid on my broken nail. It did hurt, and I was grateful for that. So R2, your guess is good as mine. But he was really nice. That's all I can say.
So I've been to 2 meetups now. One being the informal MegaCon. Actually, 3. We had a park hopping one well before that, and that was really informal. We just were at Hangar Bar in Disney Springs with like 12 people, and we just had drinks and tacos. Then there was the post MegaCon meetup, which R2 was on stream for. I did a whole little like stream yards and just pass it around like, hey, Jeremy, talk to these people, type of deal, which I think was very, in my mind now, probably not the best move is like a first round talking to someone, but that's what I did. I will say these things, if you can make to one, really show you how the community is. And honestly, it's interesting seeing people's names or seeing people behind the names.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of people that you don't see, and it's very interesting seeing some of those people. So yeah, this is definitely something if you can get to one. Coming from the YouTube side of things, if you can get to one, it will help your channel. It is networking. Like you can look at this as fun, but also look at this as a business maneuver. Talking to people face to face really helps people see what you are, where the algorithm won't help you. So that's the other thing I would say. Besides that, the UK meetup, I know Jeremy's gonna fly there. I know that's gonna happen. And Gary's definitely gonna be there. So that should be fun. UK, I have to think about that. It's August, I thought Gary said. I could be wrong. It's been a while. It's been a long day. Hey, what's up, Commander Phil? Rolling in like almost towards the end of the stream. I'm keeping this light tonight. I have an early morning tomorrow. I have to head to Universal, so it's not going to be a super long one. And also the topics were very concise, not really much conversation behind, since I think everyone else almost talked about all of these besides the Halloween Horror Night stuff. Like everyone already talked about the Little Mermaid trailer. Valiant Renegade was just talking about it on his stream too. So light bulb? What's the light bulb for? Is it a balloon? I can't tell on StreamYards.
It looks like it's a light bulb. So Beampad has an idea. Ding.
All right, I'm in the poll, and apparently Nomi's drink count was way too many.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know how much I had to drink.
See, way too many is the correct amount. Keeping it light. I try to keep it
think
light.
I might have had 60 several too many.
All right, you want to see me make character art? Well, okay, that's with Tabitha. I brought up the character art stuff. I've practiced the character art pancakes. I can do a pretty good Majin Buu from Dragon Ball. So and a decent Kirby, like pancake shape people, like trying to keep it outside, keeping it into the shape of a pancake. You can make Kirby and Majin Buu pretty easily. But Gatorland, I will wait for you to come down to it. Gatorland has no cell service, and my videos perform poorly. So if I can't live stream from there, I don't know how much it's worth it. Just being honest. Watch my videos.
Yeah.
That's such a
sorry,
that was cringe. I'm sorry. That was a cringe thing for me to say. I'm sorry. But again, we also hit 1,500 today on the channel.
Woohoo!
So my Saturday is going to be long, and you guys can pop in whenever you want to, but it will be probably about a 12-hour stream, if I'm calculating it right. Starting off at Animal Kingdom, then heading to SeaWorld, Universal, Islands of Adventure, back over to Disney, and hitting all of the 7 Central Florida theme parks in one day, in one stream, if my phone doesn't die. I'm going to have battery packs galore. I'm going to be charging in the car. We're going to be driving to the different parks. This stream I'm probably going to use StreamYards so I can put like a, hey, I'll be right back in a minute type of thing for like, security and stuff like that, because Universal doesn't let you record their security. So it will be a StreamYard stream. R2, if you can pop in every once in a while in the background and not kill the stream, that'd be helpful. I'm gonna have to. There's gonna be some very interesting stuff. We're gonna try and get as much done as possible because that is going to be my longest stream possible ever. Come visit me. I will work my way to places. I do plan to travel. This once I'm finally almost settled with everything in my house. So once that's all done, I can travel. Zort needs to be burped. Really? He does? I don't know about that. But I do want to thank you guys all for hanging out. I want to thank you guys all for subscribing, the members in here. I do appreciate that too. You only know one. Thank you, R2. This week also there's Perfect Park Day coming up with Shanty from the Pop My Culture channel at 6:00 on Wednesday. Just giving you guys a little bit of housekeeping. I will also be on Fat Steven Seagal's channel doing some character art for my new gaming channel that will be coming. So Tokyo Tom is on his way. If you do not know what that is, you have not been watching enough G&G Fortnite. So that is coming. And Saturday's going to be crazy long. We might have some surprise guests this week on some in-park streams too. Maybe some people maybe some people you don't. But that will be happening. So expect a lot of content. And I want to thank Nomi for popping on. Otherwise, I'd have been by myself. With just
I'm glad to help out and chat with you on all these things that we have our grievances with Disney.
Yeah. Expect another Rumble stream coming soon also. Not this Sunday, but next Sunday. So Rumble exclusive. And those are where the spice flows. I would say.
Rated R Tom. That's my favorite.
Rated R Tom will be coming next Sunday. There's some grievances I need to air, but that's not this Sunday. So I want to thank you guys all for in chat. I want to thank you guys also stopping for my random Fortnite stream a couple hours ago, just testing out my new equipment. So I want to thank you for that also. And Nomi, do you have anything? Did you film anything during the meetup? Did you make any content?
Not yet, but I did film some stuff.
All right,
not a lot of stuff, but I did film some stuff that I'm actually really excited to make a video for it.
All right, cool. Zombie Box, hey man, like I said, just shoot me a DM, and we'll figure something out as always.
I see R2. I see his comment saying, "If it wasn't for me, he wouldn't have he would never discovered the Dr. Pepper Shake and Whataburger." You're welcome, R2. It is life changing, and I'm glad that it's now part of your life.
Spice Pirate, interesting. You may be. What did you say? I said you're welcome on any time to play Fortnite. I don't know why you wouldn't. Then he said something about your dog pooping, to hit a bell to poop. That's about it, honestly. But you're always welcome on Fortnite, and it's like you can contact me. You have my number. It's not that hard. Hey, you want to play Fortnite? Sure. It's not that hard. But Zombie Box, I did move the Star Wars episode of the Thursday stream. So if you guys want to pop on, that will be May 18th. Reach out. You're more than welcome. As for this Thursday, there will be no 90s stream because of May the 4th, and I'm seeing Guardians. So expect a May the 4th stream and a Outer Theater Guardians possible stream. And that's about it. This is gonna be a long week, so I hope you guys all enjoy it. And yeah. Oh, and also stop by after the weekend. They're gonna be reviewing. What was the movie now? I forgot which movie. R2, what are you reviewing this weekend? It's my fault. I forgot. I feel bad. You can pop in your link if you want to, R2. I'm trying to give you an option to chill. And of course. Lefty, tell me what you asked you. Oh, about the Switch? Yes, I'm going to get the Tears of the Kingdom Switch OLED on May 12th. So yes, I'm going to get a Switch finally. But then I need to get a capture card, which is going to be a pain. But I have to get one of them.
Yeah, well, let me know so we can play some Mario Kart together. And I really want to play Mario Party with some people. So
I have to get games too.
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just busted.
Well, if you want your gaming channel to succeed, I think that's a good investment.
Well, I'm going to be starting out. I have Jedi Survivor already installed, so that's going to be starting out after this week. This week's way too busy and way too little free time, but that will be going on. The way this will work, and I'm just going to say this right now, I will stream the games for the time being on this channel. Then they will be moved over to the gaming channel, and then I will occasionally throw streams on the gaming channel, live streams there. But I'm just letting you know how this will roll out. Be on a Sunday? Okay, just give me a heads up, man, and I will facilitate. Like I said, these are only every other week, so easy for me to maneuver. And yes, there's a Zelda Switch, so the Tears of the Kingdom Switch OLED. It looks very pretty. That would be my first Nintendo console since N64. Ooh. So it's been a while.
Yeah, I think you're due for.
I'm thinking 2 for 1.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, have a great night. We have made an hour. And I appreciate that. So we're going to let things roll out because Naginal, it's okay. I know Joe and Rolo were streaming. Everyone was streaming. Every day, everyone's streaming. I appreciate anyone that comes here, whatever time you come. And that sounded bad. Watch the replays. And don't be afraid to be the fool. And I'll see you guys all in the parks. And outro time. Bye.